See, it had an excuse.
Right.
Okay. Once everybody's ready, or is everybody ready?
I think so.
Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order and have a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And now if you'll please rise, join with me in pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, any public comments online? Or nobody in house? Hearing none. JD, ready to go on your engineer update?
Gone?
Yep.
Is it? Why don't you say something, we'll know.
Test.
There, you're on.
Good morning, JD King, Bates County Engineer. The engineer update was sent out yesterday afternoon. Did you receive it? It's quite dry out there. So most of the blades are working on the dirt or ditching. Although I've heard there's some blades still on the gravels. They're trying to get rid of the grass or the weeds that are still growing. Everything else is dormant. So we hauled some rock yesterday to various spots on the gravels, but today we're shifting our rock haul operations to working on the shoulders on J52 from 71 west. Coin. There's the edge drop off through most of that, or an edge rut. West of Coin on J52, we were there a couple of years ago in conjunction when we did some shoulder work north of Coin on M48. So we're going to work on shoulders for a while and hopefully get some rain, and then we can incorporate our rock into the roadways again. Part of the crew is also doing bridge deck work, replacing plank on riprap to a piece of sumac that's dirt where a pipe's crossing the road. So we're delaying work on the avenue pipe replacement there. Need to renew the one call, so we'll probably go back at that next week. And we were over assisting the neighbor who does not have a grinder over to take account. And then conversely, we're borrowing a piece of equipment or a shoulder machine. We're borrowing that from Fremont. So the counties share equipment back and forth as needed. Of course, I've suggested to the Taylor folks that they should get a grinder because a grinder is a handy tool. We have it on the trailer loaded over the weekend most of the time in case we get blow-ups all in for very hot weather. We haven't had any of those lately. I think that's partly because of the dry weather. I think when it's hot and wet, it's more prone to move, perhaps. Some motor graders do service in the shop this week. Last week, Jamie took a drive up the Hawkeye truck equipment. The single axle truck is being worked on. And he tells me that the tandem cabin chassis that's there is the next truck in the shop when something gets cleared. Fuel tank's still an issue with the cat. On the engineering side, we're still kind of in a lull between construction projects, which is needed for our catch up on paperwork we're closing out projects. We've done that to the farm rock hall that we did earlier this spring. Mike's working on the seal coat project right now. We're still waiting on Henningsen to come back to take care of these issues with M63. They are working up on the interstate at night. Should they get rained out up there, then they can slip down here, but we're still waiting on the contractor. I have no new news on the schedule for the 280th Street Bridge in Buchanan Township. On J53, working the annual report. The Essex Bridge West on 150th Street is let in October. That's the beginning of the federal fiscal year. I will attend ISAC later this month. And we'll see a new granddaughter in St. Paul tomorrow afternoon. And bring grandma, who's been up there for a couple of weeks, bring her back. And then send it, well, I'm not going to send, but there's another daughter going to go up and take and help up there. So I'll be gone a couple of days this week doing the family stuff. Questions for me?
Did you get an email this morning from Tom Wagner?
I did.
He just did, because the other one didn't go through, so.
Oh,
through one
okay.
stream, So,
So I've been busy.
and I
this
just
morning.
forwarded it over to him.
Okay. So I haven't had a chance to read it yet. I just saw that it came. And
He's wondering when we're going to get the fixes done and
on him.
information about the project.
Okay.
So he won't forget. We'll get
Have
it
they
fixed.
Did we pay them yet for the completion of it or not?
No. It's not complete. There's other things yet to do. And there's a retainage we keep back against this.
What is the usual retainage? Is it 10%?
3%.
Three.
Well, safe travel to you.
Yes, don't drop the baby.
On that dirt road down by the rock quarry, just east of rock quarry, put the big tube in,
Yes,
that's going through there.
3/10, I think.
Yeah, 310. The north side of that has we're having to get dirt, build that up. It's
Mhm.
awful steep there. On the north side.
On the
of that.
north side, on the west or east of Pike.
It'd be east of the pipe, up that hill. Well, it's got I think it's had to dig so much dirt out probably to go down there and fill it in, but it's almost straight down on the north side. Is that? I don't know, maybe when it gets settled or something, knock that off a little bit so it looks like it.
Okay,
I don't know, I'm just trying to say that's the finished product. I drove through there a couple days ago. Boy, that is about a 4 foot or 5 foot, almost straight down.
the ditch on the north side.
Yeah, I didn't know how that is.
Pretty stoked.
Yeah. I don't, yeah, I just wondered how that ends up when it's all done.
How far south of the quarry or?
Let's just
He's
east.
just right east, but the driveway of the quarry go a little bit south, and there's a dirt road that goes,
Okay,
east there.
gotcha.
There was an old bridge there, put a big pipe in. I don't know.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, JD. Next item up is scheduled at 8:45. We're a few minutes ahead of that. Do you want to wait in case anybody wants to join for that? Either of you, or do you want?
No, I'm ready to go.
Okay. We can just go ahead and move into that then. Discuss, approve extending the moratorium on C-WECS construction permits. And it's here, and I'll pass it down just so everybody can read it. The last paragraph is the change, the addition to that with the correct dating and all that.
So it's just be the same one we had, just change.
Same one, just, and you'll read the last paragraph and you'll see that it's a.
So let me, Jacob, you had this on the agenda. What's the purpose of additional time? What do you want to accomplish in another 6 months?
Well, I think it's gonna take a lot of time to get all these issues that came up fixed, and we can try to hammer it out real hard here in the next 60 days or 50 days, whatever it is, I don't know what it is. Or get out there to the first of the year and, you know, whatever, we're gonna redo this thing, if the board changes or whatever. If we spend a lot of time trying to work this out over the next 60 days, and then we change it again in January, a little more, it seems probably the right thing to do, just wait till then. If that happens, so.
I'm fine with that.
And
You know, there's still some issues I know that we've talked about and we had on that one sheet, and I tried to find it again. I couldn't find it last night. A lot of discussion points, and I think those can be worked into, maybe look at some of the other counties and see what we can pull from there as a wording to,
and it doesn't have to take
you know,
clear till March.
no.
There could be the right wording found on some of these issues, and just get that inserted in there and do it. But
Sure.
I'd like to table this until we get near the expiration, see what work we can get done between now and the end. So I would support an extension, at least until we've tried to work out whatever issues are perceived to be needed to be worked on.
you know, because we haven't been able to accomplish anything yet, I think it'd be wise, especially with everything the way it is. I guess I haven't seen the thing yet. Where did it go? It's right here, I guess. Look at it real quick here. It's September 24th. That's coming up. Yeah.
I will agree with what Chuck said there. If we want to have a work session on that and start, that's perfectly okay.
That's okay with me too, working on it, but
Yeah, you know,
I just don't want to spend a ton of time and resources on it the next few months, and then it just ends up, it just depends where it ends up, I guess. It just seems like
do you still have that original?
I
Yeah,
had
they
one, I
draft.
had a whole big folder all marked up with all the things we were trying to go over.
Right.
There's been several more things added now. And several other, I've been sent all kinds of things, other ordinances and things they have in them.
Mhm.
It's a lot to try to figure out the wording out and all that.
Sure.
No, so anyway, but
Okay.
I think, because this can be stopped
At any time.
at any time. So this is
Sure.
just basically covering bases. That's all I think it is. If we get one all done good, then stop it then, I guess. But, and I just last week, we kind of brought it up, so I put it on here. We kind of talked about it a little bit, so that's why I stuck it on there. So I don't think it hurts too much, especially just making sure we don't, you know, have some, let somebody know we're still working on it, we're not done yet, basically. If they're out there trying to sign people up, make sure we get done before so they don't commit resources and then be upset if we change something. So I think it's a pretty simple thing. I think on that, I'd make a motion to approve extending this moratorium, resolution number 26, extending, now they call it resolution 42, is that right?
Yes.
For an additional 180 days.
Second.
Okay, motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Did you want to vote?
No, nay.
Okay,
Nay.
okay. So pass 2-1. That date was, what was the date on that, Jacob? Well, I'll read it when I get
The
there.
25th, I can pass back over. There's one, the first one did, and the second one is March 29th.
March 20th.
Oh.
You know, go ahead and sign that.
Yep.
over there.
Before I forget, I did talk to R&R, and I don't know if anybody else has talked to Gene, but they are scheduled relatively soon to come do the form work at the public health. They were finishing up the form work over at Shenandoah at the new credit union. And they were working again there yesterday, and he said as soon as they get it, that done, the form there done, they're coming over here to do this job. So it should be, he said, relatively very quick. So hopefully it can get done before any weather starts affecting us. Which right now wouldn't be all bad.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, he
If
did.
it cools off a little
Yeah.
bit, it's actually better for concrete.
And just, he has been in contact with Gene on this nonstop, so. So that probably will be our point of if we have any questions. And I'm not sure about the tuck pointing people. I haven't asked Gene. I know they are about done, or they may have finished that one building in Shenandoah, so I don't know if we're next on our list for them to start tuck pointing over here or not. I haven't heard anything, so.
But Gene's kind of in the point on that.
Yeah, he's got all that information as far as I know, so. Well, while we're waiting on the library to get here, do we want to,
Do board communication.
board communications and minutes? So they show up. What do we got on board communication? Anything?
Gonna meet, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say I've got 2 meetings today. One, then DCAT,
Decants today?
yeah, and then the county wellness meeting at 2. Those are the only meetings I have this week.
At landfill meeting. And, on Thursday.
Last Thursday,
Last
or
Thursday, yeah.
how's things going with the landfill?
Good. Talked about the farm lease. That's gonna be advertised, landfill farm to be rented.
How much land do they have out there that
I think
they?
it's around 90 acres.
90.
So that's something that they're gonna advertise. Everybody needs to know the landfill farm is gonna be up for rent, for a bid in on it.
Go for next spring.
Yeah, be for a 3, kind of like we did, mimicking what we did, a 3-year contract starting next crop year. So. Anything else?
I don't have anything this week. All my meetings start the 3rd and 4th week.
Yeah, in July, a lot of my boards don't meet,
Yeah.
so it's
That's what it-
late in August before they.
Yeah.
Anybody going to ISAC? Did you?
I got on and looked at the itinerary and looked at it. I don't think I'm gonna go. I don't think so.
JD's gonna be our front man.
He can go,
Listen.
figure it out. I meant to ask him, all those roads, there's more people talking about last night, that where they're trenching in that phone line or the fiber optic. This,
Yeah, they're doing it up on 2 now. I don't know if you saw that. They've been working all the way across.
wonder where they're running, because I can't believe the one spot, they laid that line in the road.
In the road?
That's what I've been told. I've not seen it myself. Everybody keeps telling me this. Then they graded it. That seems crazy, like in the track. A guy stopped me last night, so he's talking to Jeff and said
They can't do that.
that's what, so Jeff said they buried it in the track.
Yeah.
I meant to ask him that. So,
You better.
Yeah, I better give it a call.
well, that's why he said he was gonna make them
Yeah.
fix it, because they would just gravel that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of issues.
Better look.
Like
That's Windstream.
whoever, I don't know, whoever's burying these lines, they have a contractor doing it. but-
Yeah, there's more lines getting buried between here and there. I just don't.
Or is that part of, I wonder if that's Windstream or part of Kevin Cabbage's line?
Yeah.
Maybe it's multiple different bunches.
They're doing stuff too.
Because I didn't think they were south of that.
Yeah, the one on 290 is Mid-America, it says Mid-America on it, but I don't know what's going on up on 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
But east of,
Yeah, they're right around Yorktown is where I saw the trucks today. They had a bunch of holes dug right along the road.
that's,
It's kind of like when you drive to Council Bluffs and they move mountains of dirt, you ask people, nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I meant to ask him, do they have to get a permit? I need to ask him this. They have to get a permit to go bury all these lines in the right of way.
Yeah.
They surely do.
Yes.
I couldn't just go out and start digging in the right.
Yeah, I would think
That dirt moving is interesting up at Mid-America. Is that what you're talking about? At the pellet plant?
Oh, that great big one?
Yeah.
That was interesting. The way I understand it, the pole ash, they have to spread it out and then put dirt on top and put
Is
more
that what they're
layers,
doing?
and that's what they keep doing.
My word.
That Mills Crossing addition, isn't that interesting over there? 1,700 acres of new, commercial land. That's really quite a deal.
That is, yeah.
That's a huge deal for Southwest Iowa.
Yep, I wish we could get more aggressive on
Yeah,
our economic development.
yeah,
Then there's a mountain by Glenwood.
yeah.
I know,
That is a mountain.
that is a,
Can't see it when the trees are in full bloom as much. That's pretty interesting.
I
isn't
drive
it?
by that when I go up there.
I
I'm like,
know,
oh,
it's pretty amazing.
goodness.
Wonder how much room they've got left to expand.
I don't know.
Okay,
Garbage everywhere.
do you want to go ahead and do minutes now?
I'm fine with it. Did everybody read them?
Yep, I read them, yes, day before, whenever we got it.
Christie's hands had to be burning in this deal.
Oh, yeah, good.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
typing.
Did you get paid double time for that? Did you get paid by the word?
This is impressive.
Oh, seen this EMA folder that got stuck in the auditor's office, and I didn't get it picked up for a meeting. We did meet last week,
Yeah, and then
and the media covered it, but we had.
Have you hired somebody?
The whole
yet?
commission, no, we had the executive committee had two candidates that they forwarded, and the second interview they started having a few questions, wanted the whole board to look at it. We reopened the application. So,
I had somebody call me asking me about that. I didn't know what to tell them. So where do they get an application at?
they need to send a resume and cover letter to the auditor, and all the job description is on our website. And the last day of the month, I believe, the 30th.
yeah, I believe so. I saw that ad in the Weekly Times, I believe is where I saw it.
Was it in?
I thought it was, maybe not, maybe I'm dreaming that.
Well,
Maybe
it's
I
supposed to be in
misread.
on Monday, so.
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay, I didn't see
My
it.
son had told me about it, so I hadn't.
So yeah, 31st, 4:30.
When is the other thing, that condemnation board? When does that? have to be done
Those
by?
ads are in by the 15th of August.
15th of
Yeah.
August. I remember that, didn't I?
Are we getting much?
6, that's good.
6? Okay.
Well, then I guess Jacob, Chuck, and Helen are gonna be on there. Jane, Corey, Christie.
Let's start walking around, grab things. Okay. The minutes, I think, look fine to me.
Okay. I'd accept a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. One of the things on that condemnation compensation board, some of the counties pay a per day fee,
A per diem fee?
per diem fee of up to $200. And the reason they do that is, it's a very heated discussion, because what they're going to be probably doing is deciding land values for a particular stretch of land that's going to be getting eminent domain on. And the comments that I've heard from some of the people is they feel that they don't know what would be fair, but since they're all, most of them are going to be business people that are going to be giving up their job, they feel that their a fee would not be out of the ordinary.
There's 28, and then the judge chooses 7 of the
7 of those, and so we're looking at, if we had $100 per day, it would be 700 per day. If it's $200 a day, like some of the counties are paying. I don't know what Montgomery and Mills on Fremont, I haven't heard anything back from any of them to see what they're getting. So if anybody runs into a board member, they might ask. See if they know. None of them have ever had to use this for a long time.
Right, it's very rarely done.
So
Wonder how long it normally takes somebody to
I would assume it would be probably several short meetings, I would think, because kind of depends on what the
What the
judge says,
There's not enough money to sit on that board.
Pardon?
I say there's not enough money to sit on that board. That's gonna be contentious as hell.
So he appoints these 7, and then where do they do it here? They just-
I presume they'll
In the
do it
county?
wherever they need to be at,
Down the way.
so. Okay. anyway, something to kind of think about, maybe do a little research if you're at a meeting.
I'll ask,
Ask-
next
ask
week I'll
around.
be up there with several guys.
Yeah, so you might ask them, see if they have any idea. And Christie, maybe if you wouldn't mind having the office check and see if you can find out from the area counties around us what they're paying per day, the per diem fee, or if they're paying any mileage, if they're paying anything for anybody that's on that Fremont Montgomery, if they've got it in the policy. Because I couldn't find it online anywhere except for counties up north of us, and they were the ones that were paying $200. There again, they're in a much richer area, kind of, so as far as land values. So, okay, at this time, if you guys are ready, we'd welcome you to the board. As long as Andrew doesn't go first.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna send me up as a sacrificial lamb. So it is very nice to finally have the opportunity to speak to you guys. I know we've been trying for several weeks to get on the agenda, so unfortunately for us, summer reading program is already over, so I don't have a lot of exciting things to say about what's going on right now, because we're kind of in that August before school starts. And then we'll pick up programming again, but we just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's going on at the Page County Libraries and the opportunity to introduce Sabrina Marriott, who's the new director at the Essex Library. So she's going to speak to you here shortly. But one of the things I wanted to tell you that we've been doing and that we're really excited about and proud of is the Page County Libraries have gotten together and we're working with the Page County Extension to hand out baby books to each new baby born at the Shenandoah Hospital. So they're going to get a bag with a book and a coupon from the Page County Libraries that tells them to come in and get a library card. And it lists all of us. We also have a little brochure with information about each of the libraries so they know that what we offer. So all 4 of the libraries in Page County, and it just is a really nice thing to let people know that we are there and that we are excited about them. So we thought it was a great thing for the 4 of us to partner together and then to partner together with ISU Extension. So that's something that we have gotten up and running since the last time we came and talked to you. So I wanted to tell you though, what we did do for summer reading program, because we have had some changes at the Shenandoah Library. As you guys know, our children's librarian Liz retired in June after 27 years of service. So we have so many young people that are like, oh, I don't know anybody but Liz. She's the only librarian I know in the children's department, but we did hire Molly Knuckles, who was a former high school page of ours. And she was a 4th grade teacher in the Shenandoah district. So she's kind of just slid in seamlessly, and she's working with the school district and the daycares to get new programs up and going for fall. So over the summer, we had over 80 people signed up for our summer reading program, which is basically a bingo sheet of activities that they can do. They also get to earn badges each week for reading, and I had some extra badges, so I thought maybe you guys would like some of those. So, sorry, this is just whatever I've got. There's a wall. So I should have brought 4 or 5 for all of you.
Yes, you
Yeah,
should.
I would like that.
You should.
We have extra ones, but anyway, the kids get to earn like a full stack of badges.
Well, here you go.
Pretty cool.
Here, yeah, here, pass
You
mine
wanna wear
over
that
too.
home?
My badge is my book.
Squirrel.
There you go.
There you go.
You know, so this is Read Beyond the Beaten Path. This year was the theme for all of us, and so it was a lot of animals, and the kids were very excited about, you know, getting to earn whichever animal it was that week. So they had a really good time with that. And then at the end of the summer reading program, we had a pool party this year. This is the first year we've ever done that. We were going to do it in 2020, but obviously that didn't work so well. So we had 57 at the pool party. That's a lot of pizzas, let me tell you, and a lot of kids. And I'm so glad that I could delegate that to somebody else. I didn't have to go to the pool party. But it went very well, and I think we're going to be doing it again. The other thing that we were able to offer this summer that we have not done in this way, shape, or form in the past is we gave away up to 24 pool passes every week for kids to be able to use the pool. It was on a first come, first served basis. And it was a partnership with Shenandoah Rotary Club. They helped pay for those pool passes between the library and the Rotary Club. We were able to send 176 kids to the pool for free. And it was just a really, really nice thing.
76, that's nice.
Yeah, and we did that for 9 weeks. We didn't give away all 24 pool passes every week, but this is the first year we've done it. So this was kind of getting the word out and letting people know that we have this. So I think it's definitely something we're going to continue to do. From talking with the pool manager and everything, that seems to go really well. And so we're pleased with that. We did also offer craft kits and scavenger hunts each week or each month, so that people had something to get out and do. And I'm going to pass out to all of you a copy of our August calendar, as well as the story walk that is currently up in downtown Shenandoah, just so you have an idea of what we're doing there. And then I'm afraid I probably already talked too much. Sorry, guys. And so I will pass it on to everybody else to talk about what they're doing at their libraries. So thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Kara.
Thanks.
Andrew Hopman, Library Director, Lake Public Library in Florinda, Iowa. A couple things I wanted to address you guys about was we have added our new hotspots or additional hotspots. I actually have the invoices for Christie or the auditor's office for this year's county appropriation for library service. Hopefully you guys recall you boosted our funding for this year back when you did the budget in January. That did allow us to add more hotspots. We have just gotten those rolled off, and the hold times and wait times went down quite significantly from about 12 to like 2, I think we're at right now. Also with that, we were able to help the Fair Board during the renovations. They didn't have internet, so we were able to loan them a hotspot, as well as actually during the fair, we worked with the ISU extension to make sure they had a connection down there. We've seen an increase in foot traffic at the Lee Public Library in Florinda. Actually, June was our highest visitor count since pre-pandemic, so things are starting to get back to normal. It's still not at that level where it was, but it's the highest since the pandemic started. We have a fun program, although you guys probably know the history of the Page County Courthouse. Next Monday, Judy Clark will be giving a program at 6:30 at the library. You can also Zoom as well about the history of the Page County Courthouse, as well as the book that she written, I think, a few years ago. Just like Gary mentioned, our summer library programs, we ended those as well, so we're taking a break. But throughout June and July, children logged over 56,000 minutes read. And that's just children. We have a separate adult program, and I don't have the numbers of that. We had over 30 different programs for mainly kids and teens, but all ages. The zoo, our fire department, Charlie Stevens from Page County Conservation came and gave a wonderful program on owl pellets, which are what owls call up, and you get to dig through it. So what they ate. The kids enjoyed that. Another fun thing that we did this summer, which we just ended last week, was I host various camps. Last week was our STEM camp, and we had 10 kids for an hour and a half every day, and we did things like take apart a computer, build boats, build zip lines, and do the egg drop, where you drop an egg and try to prevent it from breaking. The kids really enjoyed that. We also did a Minecraft coding workshop. And then early in the summer, we received a grant from the Page County Community Foundation and our Florinda Foundation provided the library with a laser CNC machine. So we did a week-long camp with that, and that had teens all the way up to adults. We had some people from Eaton's that used to do CNC work, and they came over and took the classes and everything. So we were able to do that, and now we have one of those participants is going to be a monthly volunteer that's coming in to help people with their designs and CAD software. I did, super easy, create a little gift for you guys. And this was a big sheet of clear acrylic, and I just, probably within 5 minutes, I was able to program and get your name and customize it. And I'm sorry.
Andrew, that took you hours, actually. Didn't it?
Yes, days.
It really took probably about 5 minutes, and then it took about an hour for the machine to do all 4 of them. It takes the longest amount of time to do that etching because it's almost like an old dot matrix printer as it's etching. But the cutting or scoring, if I scored it, it would have been done in probably 10 minutes for all 4 of them. So we have a lot of people starting to get really interested in that. I have another person I meet with next week. The possibilities are really endless, so I'm excited on how we can continue to expand that along with our kind of 3D printer and everything there. Like Carrie mentioned, they're doing pool passes. We're working with the Lead Center, so hopefully later on today, we're going to offer a Lead Center pass that you can check out for a week from the library, and it will give a family access to the amenities of the Lead Center, the gym, the swimming pool, the weight room, things like that. So we're looking forward to rolling that out here shortly. And that's all we really have. So we'd like to welcome the new director from Essex, and she'll tell you all about her.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Andrew.
Yep, good morning. I'm Sabrina Marriott. I am originally from Shenandoah and live in Essex now with my husband. And I'm very excited to be the new director in Essex. We have been doing all kinds of fun things since I took on. We are having a summer reading program this year. I combine the adults and the children together, and our number 4 signups is 67 people in Essex. So we're very excited. And I guess my planning was a little different than everyone else's. Our end of season party is August 17th,
Okay.
1 week before school. So this afternoon, we have a program. I have the director from Lewis and Clark Museum coming. He is going to do a children's program and then stay over and do an adult program this evening. So if y'all aren't busy, we would love to have you.
So are you talking about Doug?
Yes,
Tell him hi. I won't be able to come, but please
Okay.
tell him hi for
I will. I'm very excited. He sounds,
me.
the children's program, he has lots of fun things planned. And the adults, he even offered to do a question and answer for us,
Oh,
which I'm
great.
excited about. Some of our highlights this summer are, we are in the process of having a bear hunt. I bought a giant teddy bear, and we give them 3 clues a week, and the bear is somewhere in town. The mayor has had him. We have had him at my home. Several of the city council people have had him. He has been cruising. He's been in a golf cart. He's been in a convertible. We are planning on adding him and having the city take him around. And hopefully he can do a ride along with the police officer who comes to town. So those will
Wow.
be happening at the end of the month. The children get badges, unlike Carrie's. Ours are laminated circles or squares or whatever shape we come up with. They receive chains, metal chains like that. You would have dog tags, and then they add a badge every week and every activity that they do. Some of our fun activities, we've studied dinosaurs. We have dug for dinosaurs. I found figurines that look like dinosaur bones or a skeleton. So I got a swimming pool filled with sand outside, and they got a teaspoon and a paintbrush to excavate their dinosaurs. We have studied rocks and geology, and then we broke geodes, passed out safety glasses. We had a hammer, and everyone got to break a geode, and then they got to dig in the sand for polished rocks and river rock. So that was pretty fun. Our latest trick, we are a makerspace library. So I wanted to capitalize on that. We partnered with the school and got a silhouette cutting machine. It's like a Cricut, only it's a vinyl cutting machine. So we used our logo, and for 2 weeks, a Tuesday and a Thursday, we had people sign up, and we put our logo on t-shirts. They got to watch the vinyl being cut and learn that system. And then they got to pick the different pieces out so that you have what you're going to iron on the shirt. We had 75 sign up for that, and we're making 128 shirts. The following week, we got to tie-dye. So we were outside again with tie-dye, and that has been a fun project.
Sure.
So lots of donations and things are coming in with those.
Sounds like you've done a lot of work in a short amount of time. When did you start, Sabrina?
I became director April 9th.
Okay.
So
Wow.
we put summer reading together, and we have been having 2 and 3 programs a week. And then on Fridays, we're starting a movie matinee, going to continue through the school year every Friday. Afternoon, school gets out early in Essex, so 3 o'clock when the library opens. That's a fun activity for the kids. And we have story time year through, all throughout the year at 3:30 on Wednesdays.
On Wednesday.
Yeah, we are going to up our game and reach out to the community at the school and start doing some on-site visits, some reading. Our goal would be to have everyone in the Essex school have a library card. And we are also going to start going across the street to the daycare to have them do story time there, since it's difficult to get everyone into the library. So those are future plans. We also do programs for adults. We don't want to leave them out, so we have some fun things planned this fall.
Awesome.
Sounds like you've got plenty to do.
Yeah, no kidding.
We're keeping ourselves busy. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's good.
We also wanted to thank you very much for the hotspots. Essex has 2, and we have those.
Are they checked out all the time?
They have not been checked out yet.
Okay.
Part of that is we just received
Just got
ours,
them, okay.
and we will pass the word.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be popular there too.
I think that they will as soon as everyone releases
Sure.
that we have them. So
Awesome.
thank you very much.
Thanks for
Sabrina.
coming.
Thank you.
Bill, you on the board here?
Yes, Bill is the board president of the Florida Library.
That's what I thought.
I was threatened with my life that I needed to show up here. But I'm Bill Thornhill, Florida Library Board President. I've been on the board for 15 years, and I think I only have 1 more year to serve. So thank you for your support.
You get to serve longer than we do in Shenandoah. Huh? Lucky you.
Well, I was appointed.
Oh, okay. Because they kicked me off after 12, so,
You can always run. Sorry.
yeah, I guess.
Well, thank you, guys. It's
Thank you
nice
very
to
much.
have intermittent updates. Thanks for all you do in the communities. That's awesome.
Press for the library, very impressed.
Yep,
Good job.
thank you. And Sabrina, Vicky just asked me yesterday, she said, I haven't seen Sabrina for a while. I wonder what she's doing now. So I'll let her know today.
Yes, do.
Yes.
Now you know what to do.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, your grandma was in for lunch yesterday and we just thought about you and I said, well, I know she's around. Now we know.
I am in Essex and
Yes.
hustling.
Yes, I will let her know you're busy reading. I'll tell her you've been reading books.
Yes.
Yes.
Have her come up and say hello.
Okay, I will.
Labor Day is gonna be great.
Yes,
In
looks like
Essex.
a nice,
We have our book sale, and I got the wild idea that we're going to have snow cones and cotton
super.
candy, as well as any extra tie-dye t-shirts that
Oh,
individually
okay.
would like to buy. So
Awesome.
come see us.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do.
Now, Carrie, what, is our new machine going to be able to do this? Only bigger and fancier?
Of course.
Okay.
I'm going to see what time they have, and we're gonna have it. Because there's no competition.
No competition.
You can always start putting the football scores from the 60s on these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. Yeah.
Thank you
Thanks a
all.
lot.
Y'all have a good day. Okay,
Well,
Anything else?
We didn't have any bills, did we?
nope.
Oh.
There was just one to sign from last meeting, the page that got left behind.
Oh, sorry.
We gotta sign that. Yeah. That's,
I've got, I gotta go downstairs and get a signature, get our federal ID number for this grant.
Hmm.
So I'll go down and get
for
that.
the EMA.
Yeah, our Homeland.
Brian
Security
Hammonds is
grant.
doing fine, filling in everything for us and backing us up in case Brian Hammonds
Yes,
is
he's doing a
still,
great job.
still okay with.
Yeah, I think the sheriff is answering once the director
Yeah, yeah.
yesterday, but
And then this just for entertainment value. What was the White House thing? I never saw that.
The what?
That, where did it come from? NACO or something? What
Yeah.
was that? I never found that. The White House thing.
Oh,
that came
I
from
just
the
was reading
White
it
House,
for
I
the fun of it.
think.
I don't think I'm
You
going.
didn't get one? No, I'm not.
I just wanted to read it for the fun of it. Couldn't find it in my emails. It's probably there. I just don't know where it
and
was.
I haven't, when is that? I can't remember when that is.
Well, I'm trying to remember, because we talked about it
Last week. I think.
last Tuesday, and it had come
See if I
kind of
can
the week
find it.
before, I think. So what date?
I'll see if I can go back and find.
It's been in July, late July, I think.
Who is it from? NACO or somebody or?
I thought it was from somebody inside the
In the
White House.
White House.
I don't think it was
From-
NACO. No,
If I saw that, I
NACO.
probably thought it was a scam.
Huh?
From the White House. It's probably a scam. That's not true.
wasn't.
What is it, intergovernmental affairs,
Yeah, let's see if I can find that. I don't know where I put it.
It's not a big deal, I just was curious.
well, let's see. I'll look, I don't delete anything, so I'll look if I can find it, Jacob. I was thinking late July.
Well, expressions.
I just don't know where I would have put it. I forgot all about that. And I haven't heard anything when it's going to be.
Well, I think it was in mid-August, I thought.
Yeah, but I can't remember the date. You've been receiving all the emails from the opiate group, right?
Yeah, we got the check and,
Yep.
so I need to talk with the auditor. I mean, I don't know what account to put it in. I got an email wanting to know what
I would
account.
assume, I would
think
assume
we're
we
gonna-
put it into just a special account for that fund, wouldn't we? Kind of like we did the ARPA funds.
I would think so, so you can track it, but I don't know if they need to create a number for it or if there's one they can use.
I cannot find.
I can't. The name, whoever sent it was not at all familiar to me. I'll do a search on White House.
July 11th.
Is that when it came?
Well, hang on, I'm not sure which one. On the American Rescue Plan, that was, no, that's not it. Summit, yes, okay, here we go.
What date? did it come?
July 27th is from Alex Cornell, yeah,
July 27th.
I'll forward that to you right now, Jacob.
Okay, thank you. I'll just read it from comments. So,
Can
There's
you
a
forward
place-
it back?
Place to register on that. Just came through.
You mind forwarding to me too?
Sure.
Because mine's only got a bandwidth issue. I'm only going back to the 28th of July.
Okay, we'll send it to you too.
Okay, thank you.
And but I don't know if it's one that we can watch later. I assume it will be. This is the one that is, it's talking about the EPA authority. So it's going to be kind of interesting.
well, that's about every farm talk show, they talk about that, about every
Yes.
EPA authority, where they're starting.
And this is what, and then it's going to, of course, talk a little bit, I presume, about the bill that was just passed, that they just did over the weekend, so. So,